Okay, guys, I appreciate the time you've given me today. Tom Parker with Kluber Lubrication. Usually the first question we get is Kluber who, or who is Kluber? And I'll just give you a 1 minute drill on that. We are a specialty lubricants company originating in Munich, Germany. We have 16 plants around the world. This is our new R&D lab. We've got 210 test rigs. Some are developed in conjunction with people like FAG, SKF. We actually do real world testing where we simulate, rather than just do a lab test, we simulate a situation where like a chain flexing, we use a piece of chain and actually work the chain rather than use like a phalanx test or something like that. Specialty lubricants, anything you can think of, greases, oils, dry products, dry lubricants, bonded coatings. Like I said, most people say Kluber who. We're on just about every car on the road today, whether it be European, North American, Eastern Rim, or Indian as well. In areas where you don't see it, we do specialty things. We're not into sumps, but we're in things like the coatings on the windshield wipers, the coating on the window seals so that will slide up and down, power seals, the HVAC systems, whatnot. We've been on the space shuttle, been on Penn State Artificial Heart. Being German, I guess they do things traditionally German. They get very finite and they're looking into it. You know, what you need for lubricant, what's going on. It's not just you get a grease and put it to use. You know, one of my adages is, you know, lubrication is the last thing anybody thinks about, but it's the first thing that will stop a machine. Either through over lubrication or under lubrication. But as I said, that's one of the buildings over in Europe that the test that I was in. Let's go the right direction. I'm sorry, this thing won't scroll anymore. Just to give you an idea of where we are, there are a few more dots since then. 16 plants, nearly 80 sales offices around the world. We've been in business since 1929. Been in the United States since 1983. 1990, we opened our own plant, and I guess it's 5 years ago now, we moved into the 50,000 square foot facility, which just this summer we redid production, added another kennel, redid the whole production line. We have the ISO certifications. So we actually are producing here in the United States. We're also producing in Tyler, Texas, and Querétaro, Mexico. So we have 3 production facilities in North America. There are about 2,400 people working for Kluber worldwide. And the company is approaching $500 million sales, and they won't tell us the exact because it's a family-owned business. So, but we know that much. Like I said, we've been in business for about 80 years. Well, that says 1,900 there, it's 2,400 now. We've got about 2,500 different standard products on a formulation base of over 6,000. So again, we can be very specific when it comes to dialing in a product. We don't just hand out 1 or 2 general purpose products. We try to find out, and this is one thing that to sell Kluber you really need to do is to find out not what you need, but what's going on in that system. You know, what's wrong. You go into places and say, well, you have any problems? No, I'm not having any problems. But in reset bearing once a week or changes bearing once a month, well, why are you doing that? Maybe there's something more. Lubrication can handle that for you. My first experience with Kluber, I was with another company working in the mines, and Kluber came up with a product. They were using a German long-wall liner that was failing repeatedly in the mines. And basically it was a temperature situation because of we're on 60 hertz, Europe's on 50 hertz. Europe, they have 24 hours every week is dedicated to maintenance. In America, we're lucky if we get them 1 shift. So they're running a lot harder, they were burning up the seals that were protecting the motors, so the motors were getting wet and going south. Kluber brought a product in that was able to stand up the temperature, actually lower the temperature at the seal point, and the motors last. We impart tribological knowledge. Tribology is a degreed science. It's the study of friction and wear. Again, what's going on with the work point? You know, are you dragging, are you sliding, are you rolling? Do you have temperature? Do you have aggressive environments? All these things come into play and can make the difference. You can have two very similar applications, but with two very different lubricants because something's different. And that's what you have to look for is, you know, what is causing the problem? Well, I just mentioned the manufacturing. We make just about everything, synthetic chain, gear oils, greases, hydraulic oils. We even are into refrigeration oils now with our Texas facility. We maintain quality control. Everything, I guess I should get into that. Kluber is pretty much the Rolls Royce of the lubricants industry. We are a pricing product. However, there should be a cost-effective price. There should be a return. The reason our products are higher in price is we work only with the high ends of the raw materials. You get what you pay for. We do everything by the batch process. We don't do any open the valve and wait until the tank truck's full. Everything is done by a controlled batch. With that, they talk about the quality control lab. We keep a retained sample of every batch that we manufacture. So 5 years from now, if somebody has a question, well, you know, something wrong with the product, we go back and we can review the product fresh as the day it was made. We can keep track. So all that adds up into expenses, obviously, but there is a reason for that. Again, you're looking at things, we're helping the customer, and I like to think of this as the problem solver. We're not going to solve all of these things. We're not going to go in and say, well, we'll take 10 problems. But we're going to go in and solve problems. If a guy's having a problem, you know, and we stand on the reputation because of that, and that's something we even when we help. You're in there with bearings. Bearings need to be lubricated. What can we do? So that's kind of a synergy, I think, that we have here. All industries, I mentioned that. Food, dairy, automotive, wood industry, we do quite a bit. Beverage, baking, candy. Not sure what all those are. The wind industry is a large market for us now. We're doing a lot of work with the OEMs, heavy-duty applications like rail. All components, again, compressors, chains, valving. We make assembly base for like screw covers and whatnot. We carry a lot of automotive OEM part numbers for assembly. And that's a misnomer too, an assembly base. Anybody can assemble. The real point comes up is can you disassemble when the time comes? And that's where our products have proven out. Gearing, again, there's another automotive application there. Open gears and closed gears, springs. I think on the space shuttle, we were on the Belleville washers, which preloaded the rudder. Then, you know, the spring washers, Bellevilles. The one product, our all-temp kilo B50 assembly paste was used there, or was used there. So, that, this is an explanation or graphic of where products are used typically, lubrication. Miscellaneous has quite a large coverage, but these are areas where you get into foods and rail, water, machine tools. Machine tools very important in this area for what I've seen in the past. Base materials, that would be things like mines, where it is, mines and cement actually are together. They've broken those two out. Power plants, you name it, there's an application market out there for just about anything. And I mentioned some of the areas. These are some of the more common product names you'll see. Hotels, although unfortunately we've gone to now in the last couple of years that any new product will have Kluber in the name. So if you see a real long name, that's probably a Kluber product. It'll be Kluber Sand, Kluber Tech, Kluber Door, Kluber Food, and then it goes on from there. There's a number that would apply to it. We're here to talk about the Flintstone heavy industry applications. However, I wanted to introduce it a little bit differently. single point lubricator. I've been talking with a number of people, looking for something that can kind of jumpstart things for you. Here's a simple application. We're looking at two products, one for food right now and one for general purpose, multi-purpose. This is a single point lubricator. It's electrically operated. You can turn it on and off. It can be set to last for up as much as 12 months. It comes in different sizes, different varieties. There are about 6 different ones. I brought this in here today to kind of work on the program that we've been talking about, and that's what can we do to give you guys something to go into a plan with. What we've come up with is we've got just 2 products. This one, which will cover the industrial side, and the food grade product. They're both in the Simple Flex. We can go on from there if, if your customer wants to get more involved. But this is something that can open the door. Again, you take a bearing in, you ought to be thinking lubrication along with that bearing, because it's not going to turn too long without. In the booklet, on the left-hand side, I kind of arranged this. There is a flyer for the Kluber matters, and I won't even get into that now. Pretty limited time, but that explains it more. Then behind that are a few sheets, single sheets. The first one is the spec sheet on this flex unit to give you an idea of the details of it. The one part that I like is the next sheet up back there, which should be guidelines, different application forms. So here's areas you can be thinking about and going in. Now, again, we're talking the flex right now, so you'll see that called out in different areas. You've got conveyors for indoor, outdoor use, pumps, electric motors, fans. So this is just something to get you thinking about it. And then there's a little quick start guide just to help show you how this thing works and how to operate. Potentially in the future, I could bring one of the permanent people in, and if the program works really well, maybe we can, give you a full rundown on this. We partnered with the company Perma, who's out in Europe as well. They are making these units for us. One advantage we have now, they used to put it out with just a code on it, so you never knew what product was in it. We, on the label, say specifically what is in the lubricator. These are fully functional units, by the way, so if you turn them on, you're going to get grease coming out. So just to let you know. But this is just a quick overview of the flex unit. And these are a product, they've been hit or miss in the past. There are quite a few competitors out there. We like to think that this product is on the leading edge. These can be a boon or a bane. If the customer uses this product properly, it's going to save you manpower, it's going to give you better assurances that this machine is being lubricated. The problem is a lot of people will put these in and they'll forget they're there. And bearing will fail, well, that damn thing didn't work. Well, it quit working 6 months ago, because you're thinking about changing it. So it's one thing, it's something they do have to think about, but if you can free up the workforce, you're saving man hours, they can give you something else. They can tend to something more important rather than, here, take this grease gun and go around and, grease. And this way also, you can put the specific product in there. One of the problems you give a guy a grease gun, he's gonna grease the wrong lube point. Or he's gonna put the wrong grease in a particular lube point. This way, if a piece of machinery needs a certain lubricant, that's in there.
Is there any way of telling when it's dead?
It's transparent, you can see as it goes down. And you can set the timing, if you say 6 months, mark the calendar, 6 months out. Some of the other ones, there are ones that are fully electronic. This is pretty basic. What this does is it generates a gas through the electricity, electrolyte, generates a gas which pushes the piston down. And what you see on the side there, the white is, or the tan is the grease. I just realized, let me bring the color over. Sorry, guys.
That's okay, I got an SKF one out there.
You're about to say, you've got a plunger in there, and the gas expands and pushes against the plunger, which is sealed, and pushes the grease out. You can mount these up to about 6 feet away from the lube point. are disposable, they are not refillable. Once they're done, we change them out. Two sizes, the 60 cc, which is the small version, this is the 125. Has high pressure buildup, I believe it goes over 100 PSI. And high temperature range up to over, like I said, they say 120 is where you should protect it against that. Obviously it's compact, which, many application areas. There's the cutaway, so you see the piston, batteries are up top, the electrolyte is in here, when it's energized, it creates a current, which creates gas and pushes that down to the discharge.
What's the maximum setting on these?
I'm sorry?
What's the maximum time?
12 months.
12 months.
12 months. The thing about lubrication, and that's another thing with, I'm sorry, one of the things about lubrication, you give a guy a grease gun, once a week he goes out there and he greases. So now you've got plenty of lubrication, and as the week goes by, the amount of lubrication goes away. And then he greases, and then drains down. Well, maybe he's a little late and he gets down below what you need, so now the barrel's starved a little bit, and then he greases. Maybe he greases too much, so now you're gonna get heat generation if the speeds are right, because he's got too much grease. What this does, by putting out a little bit at a time, all the time, you maintain a more constant lubrication level, which is better for the operation of the bearing. Well, I already talked through that. I'm not a chemist, so I don't even try to explain what's going on, other than it does generate a gas which pushes the lubricant out. It is temperature compensating. That was one of the problems with some of the earlier gas-operated units. When it got cold, it quit making gas, so it quit lubricating. Or if it got hot, it made more gas. And this is, obviously, this is dealing mostly with the equipment. Again, ticket point, you can turn it to any setting you want, 1 to 12 months. Again, this is the basic unit here. The advantage of this one is you can shut it off. Some of the earlier ones that were, I don't know if you've seen them, they had a little lever on the top. You twisted it and that broke it off. That activated the chemical repellents production. You can't shut that off. This one you can go back and turn it off, so you can turn it on and off. In the brochure, it gets into some of the other areas. We go as far as PLC controlled units. They can run with the machine, so you can completely tie it into the machine. Again, this is a foot in the door, a basic application. Could be a good thing for quarries, conveyors, things like that. And that's the point that we're talking about. You know, off point, as much as 12 months. Here it is. I will not dwell on this one much, but one of the first, they do the value case studies, in other words, proving the worth of the product and examples. This is from Europe, obviously you can see Sweden. There's an application right here. You can see it, but here's a permanent unit mounted on support idlers for conveyors. And I think the next guy in is going to be doing two idlers. So there's a new point there. This is that cup I mentioned for severe duty vibration. Basically, it's just a support that the unit can sit in so that it will last longer. This can give you an idea of some of the application areas. And like I said, we're not going to go through this. I'll have you guys asleep. So, but just, okay, here's belt conveyor applications. Dewatering filter systems, electric motors, press, stick slip problems. We used to start radio. Coca-Cola, food and beverage. These are H1. Craig has a number of H1 dispensers. This is food grade. It's a product that's used in Turkey Hill. It comes from meats. Again, one product should be able to get about 80% of the applications for you.
All government approved?
This is H1, yes. NSF approved, we have certificate numbers for all the products.
It actually has a European H1 approval, which is higher than our domestic approval.
So it's accepted by.
Your pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
You're covered.
Okay.
If you, NSF H1, NSF is the controlling body now, that rates products as being safe for use in food plants. The old way to think of it was H1 would be above the can line, so in case some fell in, well, not a real problem. H2 is safe for use in food plants, but should be below the food line, so that it can't
Sure.
come into contact. There's now even a 3H, which we have some products for the baking ovens, pans for Hostess hose and things like that. It's the lubricant for the pan conveyor, it's also the lubricant to release the baked goods from the baking pan. So, but we can go that way too. Ring bearings, washer bearings, not sure what that application is there. Electric motor bearings, this is something else you can set up. Obviously, you've got to be careful, you don't want to order lubricate, but this is another way of making sure that these bearings are being lubricated. Pelletizer machines, these wood fuel pellet makers, there's an application they're using there on chains, so they're using oil for chain lubrication.
Right. It's very important.
Another food industry application, Salcon. Salcon is one of the main capping machines. It puts the lids on the beer cans, puts the lids on the Coke bottle. We're using it, in there, using Kluber food, NH19442. Let's try that again, guys, sorry. Gas scrubber, CO2, so this is gonna be bearings, scrubber application. Breweries, the German company, we're linked up with some of the breweries. This is the filler line, we're using Kluber bags on package and bottle. Basic part I brought that in for was number one, the conveyors, and just to give you an idea, Nestle is a line, using the Kluber synth EH142P2, which is very similar to that. General bearing lubrication. This is European, in the States you can use the Olaplex. The Olaplex is less expensive, and we've got a good history. How long have we been selling it?
The Allplex?
Yeah.
First month you brought it in the country, it's been, going 45 years.
Yeah, and again, anything at Turkey Hill that is grease lubricated is Olaplex FMG2. Kunzler, I'm not sure where all the use it is.
Well, yeah, the biggest use at Kunzler, and I got a couple notes here, I'll probably ask for 5 minutes when you're done. But, they actually use the FMG2 at Kunzler, they smear it on a big stainless steel table. And when the hams come out of the smokehouse, they slide the hams across the table, and they buy it 400 pounds at a time. I think we charge them pretty good price.
They were using NB15.
No, for that, they were using Fuchs.
It was Fuchs first.
Yeah, it was Fuchs first, and they ran out. They use NBU for some other stuff over there, for hot dog machines.
Okay. But just about any application you can think of, that's why I brought this palletizing, and that's that EM3, what's that warehouse application? ESD, the Tom Henson house. This is exactly an application where they're using a gear oil. And they're higher temperature grease for motor bearings, fan bearings. I mean, it just, we can go on down the list. Any ball screw applications for automotive this. So that's why, just give you ideas here, guys, just some teasers to throw out, things to think about, different ways, just about anywhere, if there's a new point, there's the potential for that. Okay. That goes down. That list there, so. For the, like I said, for the heavy industry, this could be a good starting point, because they're always short of people. Today more than ever, it's lean and mean. Nobody has time to, or unfortunately, you have a guy that's the greaser, he's the new guy. A lot of times they don't take that job too seriously. They go out and sit down somewhere. So there's your machine not being lubricated. Or you wonder why these are some areas where we, I think we fit in quite nicely with the, okay, just to give you some ideas of different services that they offer, not so much, we're looking primarily for you guys, we're looking for product applications. And this is, quick overview. Again, we can deal with the roller bearings, gearboxes, you name it, we have products that are covered. There is a sheet behind that. There is another, like a quick investment sheet. I don't know where to start here, depending on the applications. What is your focus point with this court? You are working primarily at the courts, correct?
So it stays on here, is it?
Yeah.
Well, Glenn and,
A
Ray would
start.
know what our major applications would be
For,
for grease.
it would, in the, it would be open gearing.
Globally.
It would be gearboxes. It would be bearings, roller bearings.
With the,
I think.
That's about covers it.
Yeah.
pretty well.
That's pretty much everything that moves in the car.
I was just thinking about motors.
Guys, Reggie and I will work you up a cheat sheet on competitive greases, the mobile SHC 100s, the popular extreme pressures. We'll have something to compare to.
Well, since you brought that up, Smitty, I have one customer, if you don't mind, Tom. It's Independence, they have, what, 15 facilities. They have standardized, and they swear by a mobile XHP 222.
It's just chicken fat, don't worry about it.
Well, I assume the XHP means
Chicken
extra
fat,
heavy
we're
petroleum.
buying it.
Yeah, it was buying it cheap, it's buying
it's a
it
220 gear, 220 base on it, and it is. It's-
with some additives, some EP additives.
We can cross that road already.
Yeah.
We've done that here.
Versus, say.
And it's competitive. We can come up with a competitive price, but can you sell it to 15 quarries at the same time? Maybe not, right?
Well, I guess my thought process, Smitty, is, okay, we know you've standardized it, and to do anything else is gonna take an act of God, but tell me where you're having your most pain, it's just not doing anything for you.
That's the approach. I mean, there are a lot of good lubricants out there, so I'm not gonna diss them. There are a lot of ones that get by, the multi-purpose type application. Well, this sort of works okay over here, and this sort of works okay over here. And where's the problem? And they can make very cheap and dirty greases for those low demand applications. But if you get into areas where, it's high demand, heavily loaded, I mean, we carry OEM certifications, SEW, Eurodrive, Flender, Winsmith.
Bond figure only.
Boston.
Boston, yes, we're factory filling.
Oh, yes, you are.
And I was explaining to Matt earlier, that's a case where that is filled with food grade grease. And they only.
Tiger.
Yeah, from Kluber. The 320? It's not my territory, so I know, but the advantage to it is Boston only has to carry one line of gearboxes.
It's actually Dodge, but.
Well, yeah. The thing is, they're using an H1 food grade gear oil that its performance ratings are as good or potentially better than the industrial grade. So now they only have to put one box on their shelves. They don't have to worry, oh, I sent a gearbox out, well, crap, that was going into a food plant, you can't have an industrial box. No, it's H1. And it stands up to performance in the field and the industrial side, so it's.
I would think, Tom, also in the asphalt plant, Smitty, it would be, guys, it would be primarily into gearboxes where you're gonna find your best advantages. Because when you're talking about roller bearings in many cases, with the lower speeds and the grit and the dirt and crap, they're just loading those suckers up to keep stuff out and purge it out.
Exactly.
So the Kluber's not gonna do what you want.
Well, depending, are you looking at temperature, is temperature an issue? We can still do it.
Usually not when you're talking about the low speeds, unless it's on a, like an exhaust fan, where you usually have like maybe two bearings, and the front bearing gets, sees temperature, but no, it's mostly.
Okay. 44222, fully synthetic grease. Yeah.
selling a ton of it. I sell roofing, the AC&R guys are all buying it now, Howler and Rylutz, and they're all keeping a case of the 222 in their vans.
No kidding.
And, yeah, and they just come in and say, I need a good multi-purpose grease, I've been using this red stuff. And I said, here, use this beige stuff. And now they buy it all the time.
No kidding. And I guess word of mouth gets out, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm real tired of hearing about these. You know, I mean, everybody's selling them. There's like a bottle of wine, all the bottles are the same. It's the juice that's inside of it. I've had a lot of luck with Kluber. I've had a lot of successes. So it's something to think about.
For us,
Smitty, I buy it.
for us, the Kluber-Matic is a tool to get our product to the customer. And it is a convenience, you're bringing something, you're bringing value added to the customer if he will adopt the program. And I'm not here to preach that part, but the thing is, okay, now you're doing something different. You have to behave differently. And make a mark somewhere along the line, you know, this unit's gonna need to be changed. Or you have a guy instead of greasing there, who just goes by and watches, you know, you can just do a quick check. Again, if it's a hard to reach place, put it up on the top of the tower, you go back in 3 months and check, but you don't have to go up there a week first. But again, it's a synthetic base oil, it's a lithium complex, so it's gonna give you higher performance, higher temperature tolerance. And as Jeff said, we've had a lot of success with it. It's actually a good product. This is US made, by the way. We are making this. This is formulated in the US and it's now manufactured in the US. Approved. So, it's a great door opener for you guys. You're not just walking in with Walmart quality grease. You've got a premium product at a price that, you know, most people can accept.
The ethanol fluids on the gearboxes they use.
For the gearboxes, we can offer any viscosity grade you want, I mean, from 32 up to 1,000 centistokes. We can do something else. We can give you mineral oil. We can give you a PAO, and we can also give you the polyglycol. The polyglycol oils now are seeing more usage because of temperature tolerance and the resistance to breakdown. Wind turbine industry is a big area for us.
Yeah, and as soon as you guys stop selling them, so we can.
I'd love to do it, because, you know.
I don't put you on the spot. We had this talk 2 years ago.
That's a different level.
Wind Turbine's not buying from any distributors at this time.
Yeah, what they've done is they've kind of taken the European approach. Okay, we put the turbines in the field, we've got a 5-year warranty, and we'll take care of it. Oh, by the way, we have a service group. So,
No,
we have a big presence in the wind industry. We're probably on 80% of the wind turbines in the United States.
yeah, a lot of business isn't available through distribution yet. It's not necessarily the OEM's fault, it's,
We're not that-
yeah, they're under contract. they're
Yeah,
under
we're not
warranty.
that far down the life cycle yet to do it. Coming over here, I passed probably 600 wind turbines,
Mhm.
and through the middle of the state, the Somerset area. There are 3 different wind farms out there. I can't get a drop, because we're still going through COVID. So, but that's a unique application. Euro ones, the polyglycol's being used. Right now, they're using the PALs. There's some arguments about micropitting, the concern about the polyglycols. We're on the verge of getting them to Kluber Flex AG11 462, open gearing, or lower speed enclosed gears. It is a white lubricant, which the wind turbine people love because it doesn't stink. I see a wind turbine that's got black streaks down it. They don't like that so much. But over here is, in this book, is your open gearing products. Smaller rigs, you can probably go with the Kluber Flex AG11. It is a grease, very adhesive grease, stays on. Amusement parks are using this in some cases. We can offer, you've seen open gears, I'm talking about the kilns or dominoes, things like that, the black nasty grease, that's everywhere, can't get off grease, we make that too. But we also have the Kluber Fluid CF3, which is a clear oil. And we have OEM endorsements for that as well. KBS, FL Schmidt, Metso, I'm not sure if we've got Metso. I know with the Graphloston product, that pitting gears, you lose your loading factor because there's no surface supporting it, which gets into a severe cycle and leads to quick gear destruction. We can actually, through a controlled process, smooth out the gear surfaces to increase the loading capability by having more surface contact. This is one area, it's gonna take a lot of time. If you're into open gears, it's gonna take a lot of effort at it. Additional lubricants, main gear drives, again, here we're back to gear oils. Straw dogs greases, you'll see them used, food industry, used in H2 product, amusement parks. It is a very complex grease, it's very water resistant, so if you're in an aggressive environment, it's a great product. Good load carrying capability, not a great speed product because it is so viscous and adhesive, but it resists water washout, and it also tends to plate out and actually offer excellent corrosion protection. String and bearing, seal purge systems.
Correct.
Poly-
Seriously, it's gone away.
Unless he's interested in Kluber. Wrap it up, brother.
Man on when you come in small gears, back in the Raffles CA Ultra Spray, we offer a graphitic product, very adhesive, and then sprayed on very thin liners. Anti-seize, anti-fretting, these are important areas. Our old standard, all temp QMB50 is a white assembly paste. ICW gear drive, that is the main product for gear assemblies. Again, not so much to assemble it, but to take it apart when you need to. We have a penetrating rust dissolving fluid, we don't do much there because of the costing. Air compressors, again, we can offer you all the chemistries in air compressor fluids. I know compressors tend to be run by service groups, but you may run into from time to time, guys that will service your own air compressors. And here's something, where you can bring assistance there. And this is a little bit more explanation, but I wanted to bring these to you basically as a reference tool. There is a lot involved with Kluber, but it's a really good product, really good problem solving product. It's something else you have in your portfolio. You can do something now that other people don't do. Ask questions from your customer. I'm here, be happy to work with you. If you've got an application you need more information on, more questions, I know this is a real quick, just a dabble there, but at least it gives you something, somewhere to start. Roll presses or crushers, you may find really heavily loaded bearings, low speeds, high load. SKF recommends only this product, Kluber 411501. It's moly graphite, high viscosity. Well, you'll see that listed on Delicious and Cross roll presses. That is a standard product there. So, just wanted to give you something to think about, something to get some ideas turning. We can cover the ground. We've got products that can cover the bases. With assistance. Like I said, any questions? There should be a card in all the binders here, so at least know where to find me. I work out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so about 3.5 hours away, depending on your own campus. So, but that's,
Thank you, Tom.
that's basically it, guys.
Thank you.
Any questions? If you want it,
Thanks, Tom.
Excellent.
Tom, you'll be available for, possible joint calls into some of these places in the winter?
Yeah, if you definitely got something going, specific applications out there,
Because I got down to the vacation, I'm like an idiot.
Well, it's
Smitty's good.
anyway, real quick,